All right, guys. Hi. I'm so honored to be here. I'm really pumped to meet your team. I think I spoke on one of your team calls before and it was not this big. So that's also like so exciting just to see how much your team has grown since the last time I've been on here. So yeah, I'm really pumped to come on here and talk to you guys. My name is Kelsey. As Jesse said, I have been coaching for since 2014. So it's been almost 5 years in April, which is just crazy to me. And yes, all of those fun beach body accolades, right? The ones that sound super intimidating and make me seem like I'm like some beach body superstar, but I wanted to kind of bring us all back down to reality and show you guys that I'm just another human being. In the beach body world, yes, I'm a 7-star diamond. I achieved 3-star diamond in my spouse account, and then I went 1-star diamond in my second business center. Our team just locked in elite for the third time. We locked it in mid-year, which was the coolest feeling in the entire world. I'm a Success Club 10 legend for 46 months in a row. I am a retired reporter, but now I have all of that stuff out there. Do I have permission to tell you guys who I really am? We good with all that? Can we go back to like reality? Okay, cool. So I'm Kelsey. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I am a dog mom. I have 2 wiener dogs and a lab. Such a weird combination, but it really works. I am a massive Steelers fan. I am an overcomer of depression. I still battle anxiety every single day. I had a weird time where I lost my faith. I lost my best friend in a car accident. I've seen a divorce. I was bullied by my former boss. I have over 60 grand in student loan debt, and I have dealt with maxed out credit cards. I know what it's like to have nothing. And I know what it's like to have no community and to feel completely empty. I took a turn for like the most negative thing in the entire world, didn't it? But I just wanted to share that with you. And the reason I share that on calls at the beginning is because I think sometimes it's super easy to look at the person that is being introduced as somebody that's completely different than you, that has it all figured out and that hasn't been through hell and back to get to this point. And I don't think that like a fancy recognition from Beachbody like should ever overshadow what it took to get to this point. And I also want you guys to know that you're looking at somebody who can probably relate to. And how many of you guys have related to something I said in that second part? Depression, anxiety, things like that, right? Like that's what we're about. And that's why I'm here, is to kind of, take the note off of the fancy accolades that you see on a screen, because the second part is me. So can we get comfortable and be friends on this call and just like just kind of relax a little bit and be like, okay, cool. This person's just like me. Okay. So I know what it's like to sit on the other side of the screen and have a notebook and a pen and just be like super excited and ready to just like learn and take things in. And I also like know what it's like to be, on this side where everybody thinks that you have your shit together and everything is like good to go. And like, and you were asked to be the guest speaker on this call. But I just proved to you guys that that's not true, So now that we can be started as friends, I'm going to be honest with you guys tonight. I am a blunt person. I say what I believe you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. That's the way that I lead my team. So I don't know any different. So if that's not the vibe that you guys are comfortable with, I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. I don't know if there's kids on this call, so I'm going to try to make sure my mouth doesn't, slip a couple passion F-bombs because sometimes those come out. But basically, I'm like this because I love what I do. I love what I do so much, and I am so passionate about it. But I also know that a lot of you guys are probably going through the same things that my team is going through right now, and it's called fourth quarter. Right? It's the really exhausting time of the year. And I want to go through this with you guys. And basically, I asked Jessie, I said, what do you want? What does your team need to hear? What do you want to hear from me tonight? And she's like, I think that it's just, inspiration and helping them get through the rest of this year and get ready for 2019. And I'm a firm believer that I cannot motivate you. I believe that motivation comes within. But I do believe that I can help you guys, get your brains back on track to finish this year strong and get ready for 2019. Does that sound like something that could help you? Is anybody else feeling that fourth quarter exhaustion right now? Because I know my team is, to the point where you guys know that this is a season of hustle. How many of you have been through quarter 4 before? How many of you have been here for a year? Okay. So not many of you. This is your first fourth quarter. Okay, good. This is going to be really good for you then. So Q4 is by far, in my opinion, one of the hardest quarters of the year. And it's because you bust your butt. And I'm not saying it's hard because it's like impossible to hit Success Club or impossible to rank advance or anything like that, because it's not. It's not. But what it is it's a season of hustle, and it can burn you out really quickly because you're pushing so hard to make things happen by the end of the year. And as you guys know, we have 4 quarters in Beachbody. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. And each of them have a different level that you need to be working at. Quarter 1, I would say you're operating at a 6, and you'll never hear me say below a 5 because 5 is average. Okay. You never want to be an average coach, but I believe in quarter 1, you operate at a 6. In quarter 2, you're typically operating back up at a 10 because you're pushing for summit recognition. You're pushing for all those cool things there. Quarter 3, you kind of go back down to a 6 and you're kind of doing your thing. And then quarter 4, you're back at a 10 and you're pushing for these end of the year goals and all these things that you want to happen. And you're hearing your coach talk about elite, and you're hearing all these people talk about start time and advancements and quarterly bonuses and all these things. And before you know it, you are overwhelmed and you're on the verge of quitting because you're like, God, I suck at this and no one wants to be on my team. And God, I can't hit Success Club to save my life. And my posts suck and all of this stuff. And then you're sitting there like a couch potato on the couch waiting for quarter 1 and saying, God, I can't. How many, does anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay. Because it can be a lot. It can be a lot. So what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is this roller coaster of a business and how to get through this so you can set yourself up for Q1 again, when you can take your foot off the gas after December and you can breathe a little bit. Okay, because that's what we can do. We get to breathe again very, very soon. And it's coming in like 5 weeks, guys, or 6 weeks, guys. In 6 weeks, you can breathe again. But I'm also going to tell you right now that this month in December is the time of year where most coaches quit. They quit because they're not seeing that immediate satisfaction. They're not seeing all these things that they believe should be happening because they're not seeing what happened to them in quarter 3. When things were just a tiny bit easier. Or quarter 1, when it's New Year's resolution time and everybody wants what you have. Quarter 4 isn't like that. People are checked out. People are going on Thanksgiving break, right? People are getting ready for Christmas. They're buying for other people. They don't want to spend money on themselves, and they're using all these excuses. So everybody else, well, the couch potato coaches, which I call them, those coaches are sitting back and they're hanging out with those people, the people that are going to wait. But the funny thing that I always find is that I never have a problem in this quarter. But so many other coaches say it sucks. And you know why I never have a problem this quarter? Is because I don't ever take my foot off the gas. Is because I know that the work that I'm doing right now is going to pay off massively in January and February for me. January, February, and March are my best months of the year, every single year, because I hustle my butt off in November and December. In November and December, I get the most record-breaking amount of no's that I will ever get, and I go for no like crazy. I'm sending between 100 to 200 invites a week, expecting to not be answered, expecting to be ignored, expecting to basically get blocked, expecting the no's, expecting that I'm buying all these Christmas presents, because guess who's first in line come January? Those people. Every year. It's an unwritten rule. But here's the thing that I want you guys to know. Okay, so there's 3 types of coaches, and that's what I was talking about this time of year, and I'm going to go into those 3 types of coaches. We're going to start with the couch potato coach that I love so much. This is the coach that had had these big plans for 2018, but nothing went according to plan. Does that sound like anybody we know yet? This person's blaming everybody but themselves. They're saying that their team isn't showing up. They're saying that nobody's hitting Success Club. They're saying that everybody's telling them no. This coach is waiting aimlessly for 2019 to start so that they can make new goals. They didn't hit what they wanted to hit by this time of year, and all of a sudden now they're a failure. You don't have to call yourself out if you know that you're falling in this category. I'm not going to do it to you. Number 2 in this time of year is called the panicked coach. Okay. The panicked coach is the one that is sitting pretty close to the goals that they set for themselves at the beginning of the year. And they're starting to freak the heck out about it because they're a week away from qualification day. So this coach is going to be the one that starts to change things last minute. This is the coach that's going to come off salesy. They're going to start chasing all the shiny things, and they're going to look super inauthentic on their social media pages because they're freaking out that they're not where they want to be by the end of the year. And the third coach is the coach that I call cool as a cucumber. And this is the person that stays on course. This is the person that knows what she needs to do every single day. It doesn't mean that she needs to work harder or longer hours. This person just knows that she needs to keep doing what she's been doing all year long, and things are going to go well for her. This person, she talks to more people at this time of year. She invites more people at this time of year. She knows the goals of her and her team. So if you have a team, do you know your team's goals for the end of the year? And this coach is focusing on her personal growth over anything else. This person believes it can still happen. So you guys fall into one of those three categories. Are you the coach that's waiting for 2019 to start to get get rebooted? Or are you the coach that's freaking the heck out because you thought you were going to be way farther than what you are right now? Are you the coach that's staying the course? What I want you guys to think about tonight is, what is your intention in this business? Since I've been a coach, I've asked my team all the time, what is your why? And that has gotten me nowhere because people will say things like, I just want to help people. And it's like such a Miss America answer, right? Like, I just want world peace. And I'm like, okay, great. That's fine. But why are you here? And the thing is that it's really hard for people to answer that question. And it may be really hard for you. And I know for a fact it was really hard for me at the beginning of this too. And I think that we think of like, why are you here? And like, we're like, well, I would like to pay off a credit card, or I would like to do this, or I'd like to do that. But that's really not the question we need to be asking ourselves. The question is, what is your intention with this business? You know, and like someone asks, like, if you're, when your husband or your fiance goes and asks your dad if he can marry you, and he's like, what's your intention with my daughter? Well, what's your intention with this business? And I'm talking 10 years from now. In 10 years, if you're living the perfect life and you're living exactly how you want to do, what was your intent? And if you don't know that, you have to start there. You have to start there, because from here on out, your goals are going to be the small baby little stepping stones that are going to get you to that, to what your intention is. And everything that you should be doing every single day, you have to be asking yourself, is this sustainable to my long-term vision? Is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to it, or am I just wasting my time? Because so many people don't even know what they're working for, and they're wondering why we're not moving forward. You might think you might think that you want to pay off debt, but why do you want to pay off debt? What is that going to do for your life? What is your intention? And it's not selfish for you to say that you want to be a millionaire one day. It's not selfish of you to say that you want to be living in this beautiful brick house or whatever. And I'm not going to go on a whole vision spiel, because I know you guys know that stuff. But my thing is like, what is your intent? And are you doing this business for you, or are you setting goals based off of somebody else and what they tell you that you should be setting your goals off of? Because what happened to me in 2017 was so revolutionary, and I'm like still shocked that my team ended up hitting elite. Because my team, we had the hardest year ever last year, because they were setting goals based off of what they thought that I wanted them to set goals on. And I didn't realize it until it was too late. And we get to this thing, and I think that there's this big thing that we're all dealing with, and I know everybody deals with, is that we do set big team goals. And I'm sure if Jesse's anything like me, like, we tell the team like what we're pushing for, because we want, there's a thing as a team goal, and they're so important. But you guys have to have your own goals within that team goal. Jesse's goal is not going to be what inspires you. It's not going to make you wake up and want to, do your thing every single day. And that's what I learned like really quickly, is that I could say all day long that I want to be an elite team, or I want to be a 15-star diamond coach, but what the hell does that mean to them? It means nothing. So it's my job as a coach to figure out what they want, and it's your job as a coach to figure out exactly what you want. And yes, relay it onto your team and get excited about that. But until you know what your intent is and why you're doing this in the first place, you're going to have a really hard time persuading people to come with you. Because if you don't know where you're going, neither do they. And sometimes, guys, that mountain seems so big, right? And then you see these giant team goals and you're thinking, I don't want to be the person that lets everybody down. I don't want to be the one that loses rank. I don't want to be the one that, goes through and messes this up when we're pushing for big goals. But if you're never going to be that person, if you're still staying on the track for what you want. And so what if qualification week is next week? So what if you're not where you want to be? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with staying here and then putting your feet up until 2019 and saying, well, sucks I didn't hit 2-star this year. Guess I'll try again next year. Why were you know why you didn't hit 2-star this year? Because you didn't want it bad enough, or you didn't want it for the right reasons. Told you guys, I'm a straight shooter. I'll tell you how I feel, because I know how this goes. I've been through this, and I'm telling you guys this because I literally am proof of this. I could say in 2015 was the roughest year in my business because I had zero idea what I wanted. No clue. And so guess where I went? Nowhere. I ran in circles. I could barely hold a rank. I was making zero money. Until you're clear on what you're wanting out of this thing, you're never going to move. So I'm going to ask you that again is, what is your intent with this business? Because until you are clear on that, you don't even know what to set goals for 2019. And I think it's super important. Like I said, team goals are so important. But the thing is like what I also noticed is that like, if you're not clear on what you want, you're going to put all this pressure on yourself for somebody else's goal, and you're going to get burnt out and you're going to quit. And I don't want, I want to make sure that my team is coming in and feeling loved and knowing that I'm here to help them, and I'm here to help them do whatever it is that they want. I'm trying to make sure. I'm like so horrible with notes because my notes don't make any sense. So that's what I was going to say is like, are your daily actions right now getting you closer to your long-term goal? Or what you doing right now getting closer to your long-term goal? One thing that I asked my team, it's funny because like if you have an iPhone, you guys know that they did that screen time thing, which was like the worst thing that ever happened to us because we really realized how horrible we are with our phones. And every week, they'll tell me like, well, I can't get anybody to sign up, or I'm on at Success Club. And I'm like, pull out your phone and tell me how much time you spent on social media last week. And it's amazing how much time that they just spent scrolling on Instagram and scrolling on Facebook and are still at Success Club 0. How does that happen? Because their intentions and what their actions every day are not matching the intention. So I know this was like pretty like short and sweet and to the point, but what I wanted, and that's why I asked Jesse to kind of just ask you guys what you're personally going through, so that way I could kind of answer those for you and like help you guys out. And I wanted this to kind of be more open-ended. But what I want you guys to do, and here's my biggest advice for 2019, is that your year, like what you're going to do in 2019 begins today. What you're going to get out of it, what you're going to do with it begins today. Do you guys know what's coming out next month? Transform 20. Do you know how you're marketing it yet? Do you know how big of a deal it is that this is coming out? Do you have a wait list started? Are you guys being business owners? Are you viewing this as a business and showing up every single day ready to attack what you're going after? Because at the end of the day, guys, like, this is not about a challenge pack or Success Club points. This is about your life. And I'm willing to bet that every single one of you signed up as a coach for a reason, right? Because you wanted something better for yourself. You signed up because you said you saw your upline, whoever she may be, on social media, and there was something that she had that you wanted. Whether that was happiness or freedom, or the ability to stay home with her kids, or if you're like me, stay at home with her dogs. Whatever you had, like whatever it was that you wanted, she had that you wanted, that's why you said yes. You didn't just sign up because she forced you to. You wouldn't be on this call if she forced you to be here. You're a human being. You're an adult. You can make your own decisions. You said yes because you want something out of it. And guys, this is like, if you're taking time away from your family and the people you love to be on this call, don't you think that you have the right to show them like what you're going to do for them? If you're every single day that you sit on your computer and you're sending invites or you're Facebook scrolling, you are taking time away from your family. Is it worth it? Every single day that you fill your husband's ears or your boyfriend or your mom's ears and you tell them all the time about all this shit you're going to do, excuse my language, all this stuff you're going to do, and you don't do it, does that make you feel good about yourself? I know this is a pretty tough love call, and I know it's pretty straight to the point, but what I'm hoping you guys get out of this is that you are in charge of your life. You are in charge of your 2019. And I know for a fact that you guys come from a downline of people that are so genuine hearted and are full with such energy and just have such passion for the world. And your leader is unbelievable. And her leader is unbelievable. And what you guys stem from is a group of people who genuinely want to help people and who genuinely want more out of their lives. So for this, do not do yourself a disservice by being that couch potato coach and putting your feet up and saying, I'll wait until 2019, because if you wait until 2019, you are too late. Be okay with the no's. Be okay with getting outside of your comfort zone. And do what you have to do. And I promise you guys, I promise that every single person that's on this call right now has the ability to be a six-figure earner in this business. It's a decision. It's one decision. And it starts today. So if I can leave you with an action step, number one, plan out the rest of your year. What are you going to do for the rest of the year? Do you know what's coming? Do you know how to take advantage of it? Do you know how to market it? Do you know who you're going to invite? Number two, inviting. How many people do you normally invite a week? Double it. Every week, double it. If you send 20 invites a day, 40 a day. Double it. And be ready and expect now. Expect it, right? And number three, become the most genuine you can possibly be on social media. Every time that you post on social media, ask yourself this: what does this matter? Am I just throwing something up to just post something, or am I actually trying to make an impact here? Those three things right there. If you plan out the rest of your year, you double your invites for the rest of the year every week, and you are genuine behind every single post you make. I'm telling you right now, I would love a message from you in the middle of January 2019 with what your business looks like. I really want to know. It will change everything for you. Oh, and I forgot the last part, the thing I said like 16 times. What is your intent with this business? 10 years from now, what do you want? Be selfish. What do you want from this business? And once you're absolutely clear on that, ask your team, what do you want? What's your intent? And then help them reach their goals. I'm telling you right now, if you help enough people reach their goals, you'll naturally reach yours. It's okay to want all these things. It's okay to want to start. It's okay to want to be elite. All that you should be shooting for. That's going to get you closer to your overall goal. But until you know why you're pushing for those things, you won't do it, right? Have any of you guys fallen short on a goal before? Anybody here? Nobody has? Everybody's reached all their goals? Okay. And are you guys understanding kind of why you've not hit it? I mean, every time that I sit back and I don't hit it, I get really angry because I'm like, man, I should have been more. I had no idea why I was even going for this. Our team went for Superstar this year. We didn't even get close. And I still laugh about it. And I'm like, because I didn't even know why I wanted it. I was like, oh, what's the next thing on the tournament? We hit 7. That's great. We got 2 new diamonds on there, and that was awesome. But I think my biggest accomplishment of 2018 was never dropping below 5-star. And it wasn't that I didn't hit 15, but I was like, man, I created a really solid organization. Like, I never dropped. And like, that's kind of what you need to do. But like I'm saying, like, I didn't hit Superstar for a reason. And I laugh about it, that I even made that a goal if I had no intention of like going for it, So that's where basically that's all I wanted to go over. And I hope that helps you guys tonight. But like I said, I'm available. So I don't know how long you guys normally do team calls, but if you have any questions or something specific that you're going through in your business that you'd like me to touch on, I am more than happy to do that. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. I'm proud. You all look terrified.
No.
That was really helpful. Thank you.
That was very helpful. I love your honesty. So a few questions for you. What do your Success Club numbers usually look like every month?
Oh, right now I'm sitting at 0. So if that brings you guys back down to earth, I'm at 0. But normally I hit between 20 and 30.
Just so you guys kind of see. And you guys, all coaches, we all start off, and yeah, there are some coaches that hit high numbers right away, but there are a lot of coaches that don't hit high numbers. And it doesn't matter how, you just have to keep showing up. Do you send cold invites, or do you build relationships first?
That's a good question. I'm a cold inviter. I invite cold completely. I am, okay, let me like try to make this, I guess, like when I'm saying like I'm sending out 50 invites in a day, majority of them are cold invites, yes. But I do something called 531 on Instagram. And what that is I go through and I spend about 30 minutes every single day looking for people that I can really vibe with, and like looking for my people. And those people I do not cold invite. I usually spend a lot of time building relationships with certain people, but if my philosophy is, if you are watching me, you are commenting, and you are liking on my stuff, you're getting an invite from me. That's just how it is. Like I'm the kind of person where it's like, I mean, my Instagram is growing, and sometimes I invite the same person like 6 times before they finally say yes. But like I'm a cold inviter, yes. But when I'm talking about the 531 method, to explain that more, it's actually from Chalene Johnson. So I go out and I look for 20 people a day. So it usually takes me about 30 minutes. And what I do is I go to there and I'll find them. I'll go to like a page that I'm interested in. So if it's a boutique I like, if it's like something that I wear, somebody that I follow that I really enjoy and that I can just see myself vibing with, I go through their followers and I'll look through, because if I like them, then their followers are probably my people. So I like 5 of their photos. I comment on 3. And if they have a story, I'll watch it and I'll respond to one of their stories, and then I'll follow them. And that's 20 people every single day. And I track those people, because the reason that I'm doing it is because I vibe with them. And I will spend time, and then I'll go back 2 days later and I'll like a couple more of their photos if they posted more. And I just start doing that. And it's eventually they'll start following me back. They'll start watching my stuff. And then guess who gets an invite from me? Those people. And then I can start building that relationship with them. So the quick answer to that question is I'm a majority cold inviter. Yes. But I still take time out of every single day to find my people. So I am going out there and looking for 20 people a day that I could see myself being best friends with. And I'm forming with them still.
Kelsey, that's funny that's what you're doing, because last night we did a little call, but that's like basically the same exact thing that I do. I do 30 people that I group and I start building a relationship with throughout the week. And I cold invite the rest. So those 30 people though are people that like, I'm like, okay, I am serious about like really wanting to know you because you're my person.
Yep, exactly. Like, I think that's still like, you don't want to lose that completely, but whenever you're trying to build quickly, like you need to be pushing out invites, obviously. So I would say, yeah, I do 20 a day. So it comes out to about, I only work Monday through Friday. So it's about, I'm bad at math. What is that? 100? 100 people a week that I'm like, okay, I could see myself being friends with her. And then if they follow me back, then I'll continue building that relationship with them over the next couple of weeks, asking them random stuff, watching their stories. Like, they're the first people that I go to.
All right. Who else has questions?
How long did it take my business to take off since I've been at it for 5 years? It took off immediately when I took it seriously. I'll tell you that. So I started in 2014. I will honestly say I did not do everything that I needed to do to make it a successful business until January of 2016. And that's because I quit my job in December of 2015. So I was like, well, it's either this or I'm going back to work. And I busted butt. I went after it, and I won elite that year for the first time. I went from a very shaky diamond to 5-star. So I would say that but the thing is, like, I don't like to lead people down a rabbit hole, like, and tell you that, like, oh, if you quit your job and you start in January, you're going to be a 5-star elite coach. Everybody's going to be different. So your success is 100% based on your work ethic. Like, if you want it, you'll do it. And anything, guys, like, I'm an open book. Just shoot them at me. Whatever you want to know.
How many groups do you run a month?
How many?
Yeah, do you do one
Just
a month?
Just one.
Kelsey, I have a question. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
So I work a full-time job and it's pretty demanding. So I work like 5 to 6 days a week, and I work anywhere between like 10 and 12 hours a day. And I don't get like normal breaks. So like working in the pockets is really hard. So like, what kind of advice do you have of like trying to build a business and be consistent when you're working a full-time job?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I have, because everybody on my team is working a full-time job. So like, this is something that I am really passionate on, like, helping them figure out. My thing is, like, stop trying to win every day and start trying to win every week, because you're not going to win every day. That's not reality. So what I would be doing if I am you is on Sundays, or pick a day, whatever day is your day that you have some extra time, sit down and plan out everything. So how many invites am I going to send this week? How many people am I going to form with this week? How many, what am I going to post about on social media? Guys, I literally plan out what my posts on Sunday nights. Like, every post is written out. I do post in the moment sometimes, but those things. But anyway, so instead of like, and then on Sundays, instead of you feeling like a failure because you work 10 to 11 hours on a Monday and you're so exhausted and the only thing you could do is drink your shake and get your workout in, you make up for it on Tuesday by sending out the 50 invites like you said you were going to do. So like I said, I think the non-negotiables for you every day is to drink your shake, to do your workout, and to listen to some sort of personal development. Since you're crazy busy, listen to it, listen to it on an Audible. That's your non-negotiables every single day. But as for everything else, win your week. Find a way to, like, there's apps like Planly, Planolly, if you haven't heard of it, where you can schedule out your Instagram post for the week. Things like that. Like, honestly, like, whatever is going to make your life easier. And then at the end of the week, whoever your upline is, I don't know if it's Jesse or if it's somebody else, like, use them as accountability and be like, on Sundays, I'm sending this to you. So that way I'm held accountable. So that way I know that if I told you I was going to send 100 invites this week, maybe I had to send them all in one day, which really sucked, but I did it. And then maybe Thursday's your inbox day where you answer them. So that's my advice to it. I don't know if that's helpful, but that's how I help my coaches, is we win the week instead of trying to win the day when they have busy schedules.
Yeah. I just feel super guilty when I can't do like a full power hour in a day, or like,
Mm-hmm.
You start to feel like you're failing and you can't do it.
Yeah.
Like working 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like I said, like, I don't invite every day, and I do this full time. My invite days are on Monday and Wednesdays. And then my inbox days are on, Tuesdays and Thursdays. My week is scheduled out the way that works best for me. So that needs to be the same thing for you, is you do everything you need to do, but you do it in a way that makes sense to you. Awesome. So don't feel guilty if you can't get it all done in one day, because no one can. No one can. Even today, like, I set timers for myself because I'm like, okay, or else I'll work all day. And my timer went off and I was so mad because I didn't finish everything I needed to do. But like, I was like, okay, get off. You're not supposed to be doing this all day. That's not why I'm building this, is to be in this office all day long. I'm building this because I want to show people what's possible with limited time and me just doing what I need to do. So.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have like a question.
Yeah.
So I'm a super new coach. Like, I think this is my 4th month, and last month I hit Success Club for the first time. And then immediately, as soon as the new month hit, all of those girls canceled. Like, they all came to me about how badly they wanted to change and they wanted to feel better, and they love seeing my stuff and they want me to help them. And then they just dropped on me. Mm-hmm. So as soon as that happened, I'm like, ugh, like, yes, I know people will drop out, but I'm so close to diamond. Like, I'm very close. But I feel a lot of hesitation because I don't want a shaky diamond. I want to take my time and I want to build it, and I want to make sure that these girls are not going to cancel unexpectedly. But also at the same time, I want to push for a retreat, and it's been extended. So I'm like, maybe this is the universe telling me to like kick it up a notch because it's been extended. And then it's like, I just don't want to send out like random invites to girls who are just going to drop. So I'm like in a, like, I don't know how I'm feeling. It's weird.
Yeah, no, the best advice that I ever got is that nobody's ever going to want this more than you do. And I think that will help you kind of set that expectation right off the bat, is that whenever somebody does that, and I'm sure somebody's told you this before, so this might be just like same thing you've already heard, but in my opinion, guys, like for any of you, that has nothing to do with you. It has absolutely nothing to do with you when they do that. That has everything to do with them. And so what I am a big advocate on is if anybody is hesitant in my conversation with them prior to, it's probably not their time. And I can just tell that. And so it's either one, sign them up as a customer, so that way I don't have to deal with discount coach cancellations, or be okay and understanding and making sure that you're really digging down to the root of the problem with them, and figuring out what it is that's kind of holding them back from going all in. And most of the time it's money, and they don't understand. But I think, like, I get what you're saying. You don't want to go out and mass invite for it just to kind of all fall apart. But I will say, how many of you in here are diamond coaches? Are we all like pushing for that we're all doing right now? So one thing you're going to know about diamond, and this is what I tell my team all the time, is that have freaking fun those first 6 weeks of diamond. Okay. It is hard. And like what you're going through is normal. It is so normal because it takes a long time to stabilize that account. I'm going to say that right now. Diamond is by far what I normally tell my coaches. I was like, you got to hit diamond and then you got to hit it again, meaning like 4 more on each side and then 2 more emeralds. So what I would do is I would just put my head down and expect the cancellations, because you're signing discount coaches, not active coaches, meaning that they're not permanent anyway. Do your best in customer service. Do everything you can. And at the end of the night, if you know that you did everything that you could for those people, then you did a really good job. And it has nothing to do with you. But I will tell you right now, getting to diamond and maintaining diamond for 6 weeks is not easy. It's not. And that's why we say, like, I always say, like, stay on offense and keep freaking going because it's going to, like, you want to get, it took me forever to get strong diamond. And I don't consider my coaches strong diamond until they have like 2 or 3 emeralds on each side. So just be ready for that. And just know that what you're going through is normal. You just can't let it defeat you. And so what I encourage you to do is to look at the bigger picture behind diamond and really figure out why you're pushing for that. You might say that it's a retreat, but you have to have a deeper, because the retreat's going to end. You know, you're going to go on it and it's going to end. And then what? You know, so you want to make sure that your account's stable and ready to go. So my advice to you is, again, don't beat yourself up because you're not doing anything wrong. Just keep going. It has nothing to do with you.
Thank you.
And just be ready for all of you that are pushing for it. Our 6 weeks with diamond is like, oh my God, it's horrible. It's like, it's funny because every week it's like Red Thursday and you're like, oh my God, I got built it again. So you just gotta, right when you hit it, you gotta celebrate it and you gotta get back to work.
And you guys, with discount coaches, like she said, they're gonna go inactive. The reason I built Frankie's count with all active diamonds under it now, which a lot of coaches don't do. Kelsey built her husband, but the reason I did that was because I hated every single, like it would come to Wednesday and it would be like, or Thursday morning, I'd wake up and it would be like, replace 3 or 4 coaches because discount coaches. And you have to do that over and over and it starts stressing you out a ton. Obviously, in the beginning, you are going to have a lot more discount coaches than active coaches, but just know as you keep going and keep going, don't get too comfortable with discount coaches because you can wake up on a Wednesday and you can have 8 inactive discount coaches, and that just happens. Like Kelsey said, as long as you do what you're supposed to be doing as a coach, that's all you can do for those people. And if they don't want to stay on it or they don't see the value in it, you can't force it on them, and you have to just like bless and release. Don't let it bring you down or take you away from the goals that you're going towards. Just know that you still have goals, and again, you're working towards what your intentions are.
Does anybody else have anything?
I kind of have one more thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the challenge groups that I'm running, those are discount coaches. So like you said, I am planning on them to at least one day drop out. So I try to like plan all of my posts ahead in the challenge groups so that I can focus more time inviting new people and bringing them into the groups. But the girls that are there, like, again, I guess it's just part of me doing what I can as a coach, but it's like they're just not checking in with the groups. Like, no matter how interactive my posts are, or how many sweaty selfies I put up, or like try to engage just interaction, I can't get them there. So I spend a lot of time like messaging them one-on-one, and they seem to be okay to have conversations there with me, like over text. But as far as sharing their journeys in the group, I got nothing.
Yeah, mine actually aren't they don't really engage much in mine either. And I've always I've always lived by, it's actually your customer service behind the scenes is what keeps them. And I am very, very big on behind the scenes stuff. So I am like, I don't base my success in my challenge groups based off of their interaction. Like you said, like I know that they're reading it, like I'm there. So I think the biggest thing for me is like making sure that I'm doing what I need to be doing behind the scenes. I check in with them once a week. They get a weekly email from me. When somebody enrolls, they get a card from me in the mail welcoming them to my challenges. They're eligible for weekly prizes, which are just $5 things from the Target section to keep them engaged and do things like that. Like I don't do anything crazy. But I just do things behind the scenes, and like I call them love messages, and I do 5 a day. So I pick 5 challengers, not every day, every other day. 5 challengers I'll send a voice message to every other day, and I'll just say like, hey, just wanted to reach out and tell you that I love you, and that I'm proud of you, and that I'm rooting for you. Is there anything you need from me? And that's all they need from me. And even if they're not showing up in the group, like I know that I'm doing everything that I can. And my group actually, I used to have like killer challenge groups, and now they're so lame. Like they're so boring. And I would rather work with everybody one-on-one than have them in a group. That's just my opinion. But like they're there, and like that's what people, like some people thrive in that, but at the same time, like it's okay if they're not. So just meet them where they are. And I guess the biggest thing you can do that actually has really helped me is my challengers fill out a form for me when they first enroll. I created a Google Doc, and I asked them questions like what their overall goals are, how often they want me to contact them, how they want me to contact them, and like what they're needing from me as a coach. Just 4 questions like that. And straight up, like that way that I know that like if they need me, like I'm going to contact them through text message because that's what they said they wanted to do. And I created a Google Voice number so that we don't have my real number because you don't want your people texting you constantly. If they want to be text message, I'll text them. If they want an email from me, they don't need to hear from me. Some of them will say they only need to hear from me once a month. And I'm like, okay, and like I put them in columns in my Google Streak, and that is how I organize it. So the way to do that is to ask them what they need. And I use Challenge Tracker app. I don't use Facebook. If I want them to really go ghost, I'll put them on Facebook. Like it's crickets on Facebook. There's no one. But Challenge Tracker, they at least log, which is nice.
I literally just tried putting everyone in a Facebook because people were telling me that they forget to log in the app. And that was like the worst decision ever. And I was getting like notifications and like things weren't being seen. And it was so stressful. And finally I was like, okay, do you guys really still want to be in this? And they're like, no, Challenge Tracker app. So we just went back.
It's a shit show in the Facebook group. I'll tell you that. It's like, you have no idea what's happening in there. I have no idea what's going on, and they're just lost. And then a lot of them end up leaving it or hiding it or muting it, and it's just like pointless. The only thing I'll ever do a Facebook group for is for like a program launch. That's it. So like they're in a community for a program launch, but it's the challenge still goes on in the app.
I'm going to ask this. I know there's a lot of coaches that are pushing for Emerald. What is advice for you advice from you for them to get to Emerald? I know we have a lot of girls on this call that have one coach under them or just need their second?
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Okay. Emerald's easy. It's like the easiest rank in the world. That's my advice. It's so easy. So my thing is, one, write down everybody on your dirt list. And what I call my dirt list is anybody that would buy dirt off of you, if that's what you're selling. So that's your mom, that's your sister, that's your best friend, that's your boyfriend, your husband, whatever it is. And I made a list of all the people, and I have my team, my coaches make a list of all the people that are on their dirt list. And then I encourage you guys to reach out to them. The easiest way to hit Emerald is to screenshot somebody that you know's results, or your own, and be like, hey, like this transformation, like this girl just got this amazing transformation. I'm going to be taking on this program next. Would you be interested in doing it with me? It's a simple invitation like that. And like you're inviting people to do it with you. You have a U+2. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. It's basically you can enroll 2 people. It can be your spouse or your parents. And that's pretty much your Emerald right there. If you enrolled your mom and you enrolled your husband, you're an Emerald coach. Because I think the biggest thing for Emerald is like, please don't overthink this. Like you can do it tonight. Like you can do it before midnight and it's 9:50. And the biggest thing to do is reach out to anyone and everyone and don't overcomplicate it. It's really easy. And you guys can find the people. And the thing is like, if you don't have a second account yet, if you're not working a secondary account, like you want that open anyway. You want that to be the top of your Emerald because that's how you're going to make money in the long run. Yes, what Jesse just said, that's important, is making sure that you know that it has to be your mom, dad, or your spouse. It can't be like your sister or you can't be working like 17 accounts, for the love of God. Like you don't want to be doing that, and you're actually going to lose a lot of money doing that. So you want to just make sure it's 2 people. But I'd reach out to, like I said, reach out to your dirt list first and work out toward your warm market, which is people that are engaging on your posts. Send them the transformation, say, hey, would you want to do this with me? And then that's pretty much it. But yeah, my Emerald was like my husband and some random girl that liked my transformation post. Yeah, hubby and my mom are what made me Emerald. That's usually how it happens. But like you want to make sure that and I'll just say this now, is you want to be an Emerald for sure by the end of the month, because you want to be getting those Shanti leads next month, so hit Success Club and be an Emerald coach, because there's going to be a lot of people enrolling come December and January, and you're not going to want to miss out on those leads. But just keep saying to yourself, Emerald's easy, because it really is. It's so easy. 2 people.
I have a question. What are your like top personal development? Like, what do you do? What are your top podcasts or books?
I'm like either or. Basically, I do listen to a lot of podcasts, but I read. I'm not a big book person, like reading a book person. I listen to Audibles a lot. So like if there's a book that comes out, I usually listen to it on Audible. But I'm never the kind of person, like I'm weird with personal development. I don't listen to like a whole book through. I listen, and then when I get what I need out of it, I move on and I like find something else. So there's like probably a good, 30 books in my Audible that are like 6 chapters in. I think Girl Wash Your Face was the first one I made it through beginning to end in a very long time because it was so great. But yeah, honestly, guys, the thing with personal development is like, just do it. Whatever is going to work best for you, like just do it.
I have a question, and this may be like really like stupid question, but when you have multiple businesses that you're running, what are you purchasing for them to be like active under each one when you have multiple? Like if I'm going to run like my spouse's and my mom's account, what are you purchasing to keep them active?
Usually like, so I'll just say that'll get stressful if you're doing 2. Hopefully hopefully your mom will drink her own Shakeology. Like mine doesn't, which is just so annoying. So I understand that. But I have 3, so I guess I can just tell you what I'm doing in mine. I have Shakeology in mine. I have Performance Line in my husband's, and then I have the Beach Bars in his second business center. A 2-pack of Beach Bars, and we use all of it. So I never run out of things to buy. Like it's not hard for me to keep my PV up.
Okay.
But underneath of like your secondary accounts, they just need to be 50 PV. So if you're using it, it's worth it.
How many coaches to challengers do you sign up a month, or do you try to hit a certain number of coaches versus challengers, or is it just mixed?
I'm doing 50 invites to challengers, 50 invites to coaches a week. And I have not been bringing on like going challenger to coaches. Like they're either coming on as challengers or they're coming on as coaches. It's not, I don't really have a big like conversion rate of somebody starting as a challenger and going to coach. It's like they're either coming to coach or they're coming to be a challenger. It's rare nowadays where I can get somebody to like be a challenger and move over. But I would say like the past 2 months, it's been like half and half. Half of them come on as coaches, but I give that option to every single person. Like when they're signing up, I'm like, would you want to start as a coach and make additional income as you're going? And if they say yes, then we start on that track. If they say no, then we just keep going. But it's pretty like, I would say half and half. I'm not a huge recruiter. I don't bring in a lot of coaches. Last month was like, I brought on 13 coaches last month. It was the highest I ever got. And I got so overwhelmed and just so like freaked out by that I was like, never again. Like I'm sticking to 5 a month max because it's like trying to train that many coaches at one time is horrible. So I'm a small recruiter. Sometimes I'll recruit like 1 and sometimes I get 3 to 5. Last month was just like, I don't know what happened, but it's crazy because I recruited 13 of them and like maybe 4 did something. So it's like I should have just stuck with 5 because I would have just made my life less stressful. So you don't need to be, the thing is like you don't need to be a giant recruiter to be successful in this business. You just need to be pouring into your people that you do have. And that's what I do is when I bring somebody on, they're getting a lot of my attention in their first 30 days and I'm molding them into becoming the coach that they want to be. And that's who gets my time. So I would say quality over quantity in the coaching department for sure.
And how many times do you post on social media a day in your Insta stories and then on your actual page, whether it's Instagram or Facebook?
I only post a post like once a day, sometimes twice, randomly twice, but I'm on Instagram stories all day long. Like from the moment I wake up, I take people by day. So like they know when I wake up, when I'm drinking coffee all the way until I go to sleep. And Instagram stories is just a way for people. And honestly, in my opinion, that's where I invite most of my people. So the more you're on it and the more you can create that following, the better. But as for, I would say for me, it's 1 quality post a day. Like I told you guys before, I'm always a big advocate of what does this matter? Like I'll never throw something up just to throw something up. So I always ask myself is like, am I providing value to my people? Or am I engaging? Am I making them laugh? If I'm getting them to, like I'm asking them a question. Like tonight I did 2 today. One was like a more genuine post and like a longer post. The other one today was like about, like I just posted one before I got on my weekly accountability meetings before this with my team. About like, did you decorate for Christmas yet? And it was just so like, it was just like, I'm always like trying to get engagement, always trying to get people to be inspired by me. So I just always ask that question, what does it matter? But Instagram stories, it's a free for all for me. Like you're going to see the real me in there and I'm just having fun. So, yeah, all day long for me on there.
Does anyone else have questions? Anything you're struggling with? I'm going to keep me muted because most of them is
Very good.
all right. No more questions before she gets off. You're positive. You have a question?
I couldn't figure out how to unmute it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I work part-time. I am in graduate school and I'm taking care of my grandfather. And I just feel so overwhelmed that I'm trying my hardest. I'm getting my non-negotiables in. I am working out. I'm getting my Shakeology in. I'm listening to personal development in the car. But I'm just kind of struggling with the whole inviting people and I'm trying to work in the pockets, but I'm just having a hard time right now.
Like having a hard time getting it all done.
Yeah.
I would just do what I was talking to Lauren about, and really try to win your week instead of trying to win every day.
Yeah.
Just because you're going to just get, like, if you're feeling like the way that you're feeling right now is not how you should be feeling in this business. Like it shouldn't feel, if it gets, and I always tell my girls both, I'm like, if it gets to the point where you're like not wanting to do it, then you are not doing it right.
It's tough.
You just have a lot going on. Yeah. And just remember, like you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're going through a lot, you need to be making sure that you're taking care of yourself first. That's the biggest thing. And to you, it might not be sending out 100 invites a week to feel successful in this. And please know, like, I don't obviously know the like extremes of your situation, but I am praying for you. And I want you to know that like every single day that you're showing up is a win. Every single day that you're trying is a win. And don't put so much pressure on yourself to like feel like you're not if you can lay your head on your bed at night and know that you did everything you could that day, then you did a really good job. So that's what I would do, is just stop trying to like lay out this like giant to-do list of everything that you think that you should have done that day. Because when you do that and you don't do it, you'll feel like a failure. So try to plan out your week and say, okay, how many people do I want to invite this week? And like, be realistic about it. If your schedule is insane, don't say you're going to invite 200 people if you know that you can't get to that number. Because then again, like, don't set yourself up for failure. Be like, I'm going to invite 50, and then you're going to feel really good about it at the end of that week when you invited 50. That's 10 people a day, right? We can do that. So try to win your week, but at the end of the day, like, just know that if you're doing everything that you can, then you're doing a good job.
Okay.
Just find peace with yourself. And give yourself grace. If you're going through all that stuff, like, you can't do it all. You're one person.
I know. This is the type of person I am. I just like to try to help everybody.
You and me both, believe me. But that's how we end up worn out and resenting everybody around us, because we're just exhausted. So just make sure you have to take care of yourself first, because again, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have another question. Surprise. This is kind of advanced, so I don't know if I'm ready for the answer, but I'm definitely curious about it. But once I build myself to diamond, and then I'm able to like manage one of my emeralds accounts, like it's actually my dad. I plan to start building him. Are you focused on getting yourself to Success Club every month as well as to their account to Success Club? So then are you like now trying to sign up all of these people every month? Like, that seems like
your account never is always first.
Okay.
Always. Like, if you're not at Success Club, you don't work the second account, in my opinion. I don't know if Jesse, you teach differently, but no, my account is always number one. And I don't care if I'm hitting Success Club in my spouse's account. I build it as I go. But yeah, if you're trying to hustle, then yeah, like whenever I was trying to build him to diamond, I went 6 in my account, then I went over to his, and then I came back once I got wherever I wanted to be in that account. So I would say it's going to vary by person. Like, the way that I did things will not be the way you did things, but the quickest answer to that is that your account is always first. You always want to be in Success Club, and you always want to make sure that you're there and you've reached your goals for the month before you even look at that, because you won't, like, there's no point of you being a 1-star diamond coach if you're not hitting Success Club and you're not stable. So your account always comes first.
All right, I have a question for you. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, I'm on my phone, so I didn't know. So I've been hitting, like, I'm trying to build my husband's account, and I had 5 coaches in there, and then a bunch of them dropped. So now I'm back to just Emerald in his account. Sorry, my dogs. I always hit Success Club 10. My goal is to hit Success Club 10 in my account. But by the time I do, like, let's say even if I get to like 12, I haven't, like, those new coaches I sign on are in my account, not his.
Mm-hmm.
So should I only aim for Success Club 6 in my account and then just put those extra, like I was always thinking I should hit 10 in my account before I build.
What's your rank right now?
Diamond.
You're a diamond coach, and so you're pushing for a 1-star in his account. Are you a lifetime 1-star?
No, I'm hitting I'm trying to get diamond in his account for 1-star.
Okay, for the first time.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to vary by person. So this is not don't just kind of take my opinion with a grain of salt, because I don't know what your downline looks like, but 1-star is important, but at the end of the day, 2-star is way more important. So I would be really still building depth in my account and trying to make sure that I'm bringing on a solid coach on the opposite leg of my husband. And making sure that whenever I do go 1-star, like I have somebody that's right behind him on the opposite leg, because 1-star is great. It's your first star diamond advancement, obviously, but it's not going to like magically change your business. 2-star is where you get the second business center, you get the quarterly bonuses and all that stuff. So what I would be doing is, being okay with bringing in the coaches into your account. First off, if you feel stable on the leg that your husband is on, then I would start stacking the opposite leg and making sure that you're getting coaches onto that leg. So that way you're hopefully popping a diamond over there. But I would say that if Success Club 10 is a non-negotiable for you, then I would stay there. But if you're okay with 6, then yeah, sure, move back over there. But I think the biggest thing for you is that that's going to be on your priorities. I can't like answer that for you. It's like what's important to you. If 10 is like a non-negotiable, like for me, it was a non-negotiable. I had to hit 10 first before I would touch his account. Nowadays it's different, because I have to hold it. But I don't know. It's a long-winded answer to your account still comes first. And I would be stacking the opposite leg, try to find a diamond on that leg, and then slowly move my way over to his account.
Yeah, so I've been building that opposite leg pretty much like the last 6 months. So all my active coaches are on that leg. So now I'm kind of at the point to where I just want to build my husband's to get to that like 1-star. But
good.
I mean, I don't know. I go back and forth.
I would say then with that being said, since you have done that and you are feeling good about the opposite leg, then I would say that that's a personal decision on whether 6 or 10 is important to you. Either way, you're not going to go wrong. You're just going to lose those Success Club leads at 10.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Does anyone else have questions tonight?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is about posting throughout the day, because I work full time right now, and when I'm at my job, I can't really be filming myself and all that. So I mainly do my posts like in the morning, on the ride to work, or once I get home, which is like 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of my day isn't on social media. So I don't know. I don't really know what to do in that situation.
I think that with this is that you have to remember that you're talking to your people. So if you're talking to your people are also not on social media at those times of day. So I think that's okay. So you want to kind of think of like who you're trying to attract. So if you're trying to attract somebody that's similar to you, they're not even looking at that time of day. So for you, I think that keep doing your thing. Post before you're going to work and post throughout the night, and you don't I would say for me, there's a lot of stories. You see me post throughout my entire day because I'm home all day, but that's not your life. So for me, my team, my teachers, you'll see them pop up on their breaks. Mm-hmm. You'll see them pop up in the mornings, and you'll see them pop up at night. They're never there during the day. So give yourself grace on that. As for when you're posting, Instagram does a great thing where you can look at the analytics and you can see what time your followers are on. And you'll see that the majority of your followers are probably on the same time you normally are on. So just post at those times of day too.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have questions? No? Everyone's good? All right. Kelsey, thank you so much for getting on and for just being with everyone, because that is something that I love about you is you really are just yourself and you're honest when you speak and when you share.
You're so welcome. And like I said, guys, it's all about intention. Like everything you do has to be about intention. You know, like if you're posting on social media, be intentional about it. If you're inviting people, be intentional about it. Like if you're spending time away from your family, you know, be intentional about that time, because that's important. Like, and always look at like, what is this going to give me in the future? Like right now, like I told you, going back to what I was talking about at the beginning, it's 2019 time. It's time to start thinking about where you want to go with this. And it starts today. Like it has to start now. So you guys all got this though. Like I said, I want to hear what your businesses look like in January, because I have a feeling if you take this seriously and you go after it, you're gonna progress a lot.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Have a good night.
Thanks. All right, you guys, did you have any questions you need to ask me? No, probably not. Just a few quick things. When you're going to build a spouse's account, and again, people do it all different ways. I think me and her have done things very similar in our businesses, but I just built Frankie to Emerald when I needed an Emerald. So I signed him up as a coach. Frankie did not drink Shakeology for the first 7 months, and he did not do a workout with me for 1.5 years. So don't think that like he was all on board. He was just on board with supporting me and letting me use his credit card because we weren't married yet. So but I left his account alone until I needed an Emerald. Then I made him Emerald. Then once I went Diamond, I started placing him so that way I could build him up to Diamond to make me 1-star. So basically what you're doing with that other account is you're just using it when you need it. Otherwise that account just sits there. And even right now, once I had him as like a solid diamond, I wasn't building a ton under him because now I have a second business center. So I'm building under that. And then I'll go back and forth. Like recently we started saying I'm going to start building that account again because my second business center is okay right now. But that's basically what you do is your accounts, whether it's another business center or it's your husband or one of your parents, when you go to build that, you're just building whenever it's going to like benefit you, I guess, in your first business center. And always, always, always hit Success Club in your business center first, because that's really important to make sure that you're solid. If you only have 8 coaches as a diamond coach, you don't be placing people under your husband or a parent because you need to be solid first. And you'll have coaches go in and out. And just know, you guys, also, it is a business. You do have ups and downs. Discount coaches will go inactive, which is hard. Like I said, you can have a bunch go inactive all at once. The other thing is you will lose active coaches as well. You'll have people come on that are so in and totally want to do it, and then they'll fall off. So it does happen both ways. You just always have to have the mindset that no matter what happens in this business, you can feel bad about it and be upset for a day, but you have to wake up the next day and say, okay, it's a new day, and now I'm pushing for where I want to be. Because if you sit and dwell on that one person that quit or that one person that you thought is awesome, I can tell you right now, my business never would have moved forward if I sat there and worried about those kind of things. You just have to wake up and know that, like, I'm good at what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep pushing because I really believe in this, and I am going to find people that believe in it too. And just have that mentality. And before we get off, I'll be going live actually tomorrow to talk about something else. It's just stuff that I added to the team page. Lindsay, we will all be thinking about you and praying for you and praying for your grandpa. For real, you guys, what she was saying, give yourself in situations. And it's funny she used the word grace because I literally voice messaged Lindsay today and I was like, give yourself grace. You have a lot going on. But win your week. That is like huge. If you can't send invites one day, test yourself out and send them on the days you can. Lauren's a perfect example. She has days that she doesn't work and she has days where she's working really long hours. On those days, make it your shake and your workout and do personal development. Turn it on in the car. Know that you don't have time to sit down, so don't pretend you have time to sit down and do personal development. And then send your invites. And also for all of you guys, most of you I think on this call have full-time jobs. You have to make one day a week that you plan out posts. You only have to plan out one post a day. So think about it. Monday's motivation. What is something you can share? Are you going to share a recipe one day? Get that ready so you know that you're sharing that. But take one day that is your day where you don't have a lot of stuff. You can sit down and you can plan out things so that you're not rushing. And come Tuesday, you're trying to type up a transformation post and you're trying to find a picture and you end up spending hours trying to do that. Like how many of us have all done that on a Tuesday and then your post gets up super late or you don't put one up and you waste a ton of time. So make that something where you sit down on Sundays or maybe it's a Friday or whenever and make it a priority to say, okay, I don't have time during the week to sit and plan out a post. So plan them out ahead of time and then like, just post them and they're good to go. Cool. And thank you guys all for getting on tonight. I was super excited for her to get on because I think she's just very bold in how she speaks. She is a six-figure earner in the company and she is very down to earth, I think. And I think she shares the real stuff and the real struggles that come with everything, and consistency and just staying determined in what you want is how you are going to grow in this business. So that's what you have to have forward, is just knowing that you guys can all do it. And no matter where you're ending the year off, you can all do it. And it's funny that she said that about 15 star because I feel like I was kind of that way. My intentions were not totally where they should be if we really wanted 15 star this year. And I've kind of laughed about that as well, just because you do have to be intentional about what you're trying to do and know, and you have to plan things and be really serious about it. So just figure out it. If you don't have your intentions, the 4 things that she asked you guys to do, write them down and be serious about it. Also, one last thing, National Wake Up Call is on Mondays during the day. If you have a crazy busy Monday and you can't listen to it on a Monday, don't listen to it, but figure out what day you are going to be listening to it, because that call is extremely important. It is a way to grow your business, and it is people sharing. Like it's a brand new coach that shared this last week, or it's someone who's been in the business for years and it's their takeaways and what's working. Those calls are important. So it's okay if you don't do it on Mondays, and don't stress yourself out trying to sit down and do it on Monday, but schedule it so you know when you're busy. Treat it like a business if you want it to be a business. Even though we say like work in pockets, that works sometimes, but I think you're more successful when you're sitting down and you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. Me, especially having a baby right now, it has like threw me for an entire loop the last 6 months, because I was used to being home and being able to do stuff whenever. While Chloe was at school, I had 8 hours throughout the day. I could stop, I could go out, I could do things, and now I have to be intentional. And one of the things I'm very serious about is when I go and send my invites, I'm not responding to anyone that responds to me. A lot of times I don't even respond to them until the next day. How she said she sends invites Mondays and Wednesdays. I send my invites and I don't respond until the next day. So I do it very similar as to what she's doing. I send invites and the next day is when I start talking to them, unless I end up having downtime. Because if you try to go and send invites and you stop and try to talk to people the entire time, you can end up having one conversation and that's your entire work day for you. And you don't want that to happen. You want to always be connecting and letting new people see your stuff, and just have the belief that you know where you're going with this business. Cool. You guys are awesome for getting that. And I think that's it. If you guys think of anything else you need, let me know. Or if you need me to ask Kelsey anything, just let me know and we can also get those answered for you. All right. Good night, ladies. Thank you.